3, 2, 1, green flag, and immediately everybody drops it into the drive and bowls ahead straight on. Only one car that didn't engage that way, and it was Parker Michaels in that number 223. That's the teal wagon with the double roof sign. And we got a quick red flag. Got some minor lag issues here. We were able to do 16 last year, so I'm not concerned about what we're going to do. We're just fine-tuning everything to make sure everybody can see it. Justin Hemphill cheering on Kelby Miners. And we are back to green. Vito 324 Gaming red flag. It's been put away. And here we are. Everybody's getting paid. Only one team can say they were the national champions, though. Dad's having some trouble with the number 4. Internet issues. So number 4, Fathead. When you get all the cars moving, he's having some issues. We'll see what happens. Fathead's having some troubles in the number 4X up there into the smash it sign. I'm not having any trouble over here. Looking at the 717 out there under this red flag, looking at that right front wheel. And we're back to green. To see what happens there with the number 4. Oh, we got a car up, got a rollover. Rollover up at the top of the track. You can see some blue smoke right away. Now is Wally up over the wall. Vito 324 Gaming. Follow along on Twitch, iRacing, RDP Derby, New World. All sorts of gaming action. Thanks a lot for the support, Vito. And we are off and running one more time. Big hit delivered there. Parker Michaels came across, and he got Shane Williams in the left rear corner. Coming up on 9:07 here local time as the championship round takes flight. Bo Schaffner, only square body Ford in the field. And a couple of our bubble Fords also out there. Jacoby Manuel bouncing off the walls. You can see a couple derbies have sort of taken shape here. Kelby and Jeffy's Fab Farm battling it out at one end of the track. And it's Koch and Big Dog up there at the top of the track. This is, I was just about to say, and Zach Drummond mentioned it in the pit area, this is the same thing that happened last year as well, sort of divided out into two separate derbies for a little while. Everybody's still running and moving, no wheels laid over, a little bit of an aggressive exchange up there against the fence. Looks like that is Colin Walker and the 93 of Jacoby Manuel, and here they come. Started to break the boundaries there. Big hit by Luke Schaffner on the nose of Fathead in the number 4X. They got him against the fence, trying to do some work, getting him buried. They got to give a car length when they back up. Getting flanked now by the Jeffy's Fab Farm crew. Big hit on the left front corner of that round back. That was Kelby Miners in the number 3X. Everybody has gone back to their corners one more time. Still just a two separate derbies happening, completely in a vacuum. Up there at the top, it's orange and black, and they are sending haymakers on wheels, tires, axles. The back end still looking good on most of the round backs right now. The quarter panel starting to flatten out on the Jacoby Manuel number 93. The quartets doing battle down here. PBJ and Ham and Jeffy's Fab Farm. PBJ in the teal. Jeffy's Fab Farm in the black and green. The red and black is Big Dog, and they're battling with Koch in the orange and black. Big Dog is the defending national champions. Koch was the runners-up. These guys, Jeffy's Fab Farm, came through the C main to the B to the A. Qualifying directly was PBJ and Ham. Qualifying directly was Team Koch. Coming through the B main was Team Big Dog. $2,000 on the line and the bragging rights, $200 for the fourth place team. All four teams in the feature get paid. This is what we have been battling all weekend for, and it is starting to take shape. Starting to get a little bit of mix and match. This happens at the Real Blizzard Bash periodically. Some years it turns out to two grudge matches, and then whoever's left, they start to intermingle. Big thanks out to Smash It Demolition Derby and Black Flag Designs and the Realistic Derby Project for hosting this event all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thank you so much for you fans at home tuning in to watch this as it plays out. Getting stacked up a little bit here. You've got a 2-second hold, and you got to give a car length before you hit him again. That hit right there may have done some damage to the left front corner on the Miners number 3. Back end folded up, rails right over 90, and the bumper on top of the trunk lid on the number 97 of Luke Schaffner. Up there at the top, Jacoby Manuel, he's got the back bumper starting to roll up on the number 93. Likewise, there's that roll right there, flattening out the back bumper on the 303 of Colin Walker. Zach Drummond is up there. He is doing battle with one of the orange and black wagons. The back bumper on the right side of that wagon in the middle looks like it is diving a little funky on that Koch machine. Right here, front and center, here comes Kelby Miners, Parker Michaels in the 223. He is in the teal round back with the twin roof signs, battling it out with Shane Williams. Look at the quarter panel on Shane's car on the right side. That thing had a can opener taken to it. Oh, first real flirt with disaster down here at this end with the wall. It was Bryson Valentine going up, and away. Quickly got it in reverse. He was able to back down. Luke Schaffner working from the outside in. Goes after the nose of the number 4. That is Jay Arnold with the white wheels and the blue Cadillac for PBJ and Ham. Left side got flattened out on one of those wagons up there. I can't tell which it is. I think that's Zach Drummond's. Look at the quarters and the pillars on that. He's in the middle of the track. And they're continuing to do battle. These two have not crossed enemy lines, staying in the battles unto themselves. Content to just let everything on the top of the track play out, and the top is content to let the bottom do battle. Another big hit on the left rear side of Bryson Valentine's number 62X. That is the 97 of Schaffner, and he is doing some work on the left side rails trying to get that thing to belly. Jeffy's Fab Farm has taken the high ground now. They're working from the middle of the track back to the wall, keeping the noses pointed out and attacking the back of the round back here. That is Parker Michaels that is being attacked here. We've got a red flag stoppage here. PB&J red flag. There's a tire that's been knocked off, so that is a bit of a game changer right there. Not sure which car that came off of, but we did see Chris Parton, I believe, lose a wheel earlier, and it looks like the 717 is having some trouble up there at the top of the track. And you can see everybody down here at the bottom of the track just took notice under that PB&J red flag. He's having some major mobility issues right there. And there you can see, limping around trying to find whatever he can make contact with. And he is going to venture down here, flirt with that orange and black car for a moment, and disregard. Look at the right side of that car as it turns. The whole quarter panel has been pushed to the center of the car. The axle and the tire hanging out, the right side brutally exposed. And now we start to see some intermingling happening. We see Big Dog coming down and starting to enter the fray with the battle between Jeffy's Fab Farm and PBJ and Ham. Jeff Smalling, the 101 out there. Look at the left side all collapsed on the 717 of Parton, trying to make qualifying contact in the Big Dog machine. That left front wheel getting peeled off of it as they battle. Two cars hung together up there at the top of the track. They are stuck. Officials are going to be watching close to get the clock on that pair. Where are the teammates to try and get them saved? And now a car stuck on the nose of the 717, trying to finish off the rollover. He is stuck. Are they going to be able to get it? Wow, a hit on the roof. We're going to have a red flag. We're going to have a red flag. Two stuck cars have to make qualifying contact. I think they've got 15 seconds left. So we're going to have a couple eliminations here if things don't change. Boy, that was pretty crazy. The back end jumping up on top of the hood and able to refire. I believe that was the Bryson Valentine machine. And that red flag brought to you by Vito's 324 Gaming. We got a couple of the Big Dog cars tangled together for a moment. Right now, the orange car, that is Fluffy Manuel, Jacoby Manuel, the number 93. And I believe that is the 41 of Zach Drummond. We might have a couple eliminations here. Time running thin for Drummond and Manuel. Time is up. The 93 of Jacoby Manuel out of time. Now also watching the 101 and the 303. They are stuck together and they can't get any help. We got to be close to out of time on the 717. Somehow Chris Parton still getting that car to limp along. Smalley makes a qualifying hit there. I haven't seen anything out of the 101 of Smalley, but I haven't. Smalley with qualifying contact again. A lot of chaos down here at the bottom. You can see everybody starting to overlap now. Team Koch Racing venturing down. Left front wheel laid over on the B52 of Ben Burns. And Smalley's on the clock. Parton staying busy. Smalley's on the clock. And now I think that means that, oh, they got tangled up on the 41 of Drummond. Wally on the clock now in the 303. Lonely spot to be in right there. Got some radiators already steaming. This is a very, very fast-paced feature. Not what I was expecting. Impressive. I thought this was going to be much more composed. So this is where we are at right now. Earl, Ref, Nugent, Koch, all out there for Koch Racing. Big Dog down to Chris Parton, who is missing a left front wheel. PBJ and Ham still has everybody, but you can see the rear end on that round back of Parker Michaels having some issues. We saw Bryson Valentine up in the air a little bit earlier. He has a rollover. Jeff Hughes Fab Farm, all 4 cars still running. 1 car steaming. I think that was the Ben Burns machine. Beal, Williams, Burns, and Schaffner all still running. Big hit back to back. Blue smoke already coming out of the stacks on the B-52. Go PB&J, says Johnny Alexander. Tyler Reed, no repeat. Bring no threes, they said, says Tyler Maggart. Couple cars hung together here. Looks like one of the Koch machines in the midst of that. Tangled up with Schaffner in the number 97. 717 Parton still doing work. But boy, he's got a long road ahead of him. Did I say Parker Valentine? I'm sorry. Made that mistake. I knew I was going to make that mistake. Parker Michaels. Koch getting warned, it seems, about their pace. Looks like the steering compromised in the wagon. Like a steam engine flying across the center of the track. Ben Burns in the B-52. No quit in Chris Parton in the 717. Limping it along. Parker Michaels in the 223 working backwards. That is Kelby Miners. B-52 out on time. or at least going to be out on time. Clock has started, the engine's blown up. I don't think he's going to get much further than that. Radiator has popped on the 717. Got another quick red flag coming. $150 people watching along with us here as we work through the conclusion of Blizzard Bash. Ben Burns is out. PB&J red flag here. Some of the drivers that have been eliminated have disconnected to help ease up on the tax on the stream. Warnings given to one of the teams to pick up the pace. Here comes Shane Williams. Excuse me, not Shane Williams. I made that mistake. That was Luke Schaffner in the number 97. You bet. Smalley, man, you guys had a great run. This has been a ball this weekend. A couple cars tangled up there at the top of the track again. That's one of the wagons. And they're watching. Officials right there on top of it. Earl Ref. If it makes you feel better, Wally, I don't hate you, especially over a video game. And Chris Parton, tough break, starting to go up in smoke. And Savage, good run, big dog. And the 717. That's it for Big Dog. Still in the feature, still a force to reckon with. Jay still has all four cars running. And again, it was the C main loser, so Big Dog is going to be in the main draw next year. Huge hit right there on the nose of the 921 of Shane Williams. A couple cars stuck together here in the middle. And it looks like we've got a car that is having some major issues as well. That is... car is idle. Oh, that is my mistake. That is Ben Burns. He was in the middle of the track and slid over. So who's next? A significantly shorter number 97. Man, some components in the back of that have been compromised, to say the least. Steering doesn't really want to cooperate. Luke Schaffner in the number 97. Driving hard in the number 921. Here comes the cavalry. Good grief, big hit right there. That, I think, was Earl Rafe in the number 412. Locked bumper to bumper with the 1519 of Corey Beal from Jeffy's Fab Farm. He's able to get free. A couple cars hanging out up there at the top of the track. Officials have been watching them, so they're not exactly hiding in plain sight, if you will. That looks like Jay Arnold, the white rims on the teal Cadillac up there at the top of the stream. Scrapes down the side of the 412. Here comes the 01 of Cody Koch, tagging in for a moment. Nugent, he's got the back end down a little bit on the wagon. Nothing of real concern at this point, but trying to be a little bit protective of the nose. Still more to give with the tailgate and those rear pillars. Hung up right now is the 921 of, I'm sorry, Earl Reef. I know how to say it. I've heard him tell me a bunch of times, Jacoby. I just keep getting tied up in looking at that EI combination. Earl Reef, I'm sorry. We talked about him for an hour and a half when he won Bash for Cash. Cody Koch tangled up with Fathead there. Jay Arnold, he's able to creep ahead. Wow, big sandwich shot right there. Impact on both sides of the headlight bucket for, I think that was might have been the Shane Williams car in the 921. Now he's trying to inch forward and he's got it going. There's Nugent in the 442, back end starting to roll up. And 442 gets the stick broken off. You're the man, Wally. Have a good night. 442 supposed to be broken off. Now he's gotten stuck to another car. Tough break here. We'll see if Fathead can get in a position where he can at least get himself unstuck. There is Parker Michaels in the 223. Getting himself out of there. And Fathead gets out of there as well. Status report. Koch down to 2. Reef and Koch in the number 01. PB&J still has all 4. Jeffrey's Fab Farm with 3. And blue's been worn now. Heavy smoke pouring from the stacks on the, I think that's the Schaffner car. Word from race control was the 442 was broken off for hitting the brakes before hits and on one team and going full tilt on the other. Teammates trying to be aware of the situation with the bagging. Warnings being given out. Officials are watching. This is the finals. Yes. Blizzard Bash Team Championship Finals right there on the screen. Austin, yep, this is it. Couple cars stuck together here. Team's got to help out their teammates get unstuck here. There's Schaffner able to get free. Parker able to get free, but he backed right into Cody Koch. Now we'll see what this turns into. This is turning into a real rat's nest over here along the wall. Shane Williams in there. Jay Arnold in there. Cody Koch in the orange car. Schaffner still running and moving. Reef puts the shot on the 3X of Miners. That breaks Parker free. Shane running out of time in the 921. Time on the 921. Koch Promotions, thanks a lot for the support this weekend. Sure do appreciate the help. It was fun to talk a little bit about the battle at Daytona Beach. Excited that show's going to be on the concrete this year. Sure do appreciate it. Back end folded right up to the window on Bryson Valentine's number 62X as he locks horns with another one of the Jeffy's Fab Farm team rides. And that's the whole thing about the 442. That's what I heard from race control. I was catching bits and pieces of it. I wasn't paying close attention. I really can't say for certain, but that's what it sounded like. Koch Racing, PBJ and Ham, Big Dog, Jeffrey's Fab Farm in the National Championship. Very fast-paced feature. Revealing the 1519, most mobile member of Team Jeffy's Fab Farm. Looks like the radiator is leaking. Fathead can't get out of there. Shane Williams having trouble. Two Koch cars left, Reef and Koch. 3 for PBJ and Ham. Big Dog eliminated. Jeffy's Fab Farm down to 1. Beal just left. It is Miners, Valentine, and Michaels left for PBJ and Ham. Right rear wheel laid over on the wagon. That's Kelby Miner's machine. Parker Michaels in the 223. Rory Beal in the 1519. Earl Reef in the 412. That's the orange car. One of the 2 remaining Koch entries. Reef rocking back and forth in the number 412, trying to find some space. Looks like the car doesn't want to go backwards for Kelby Miners. Fighting a little bit in the number 3X. And he gets out of the way. Cody Koch comes along, puts a shot down the left side. And then there were 5. Thought there was an issue over there for that black and orange car. We still have all 6 left running. 3 PBJ and Ham, 2 Koch, and 1 Jeffy's Fab Farm. Big hit. Shifted the right front corner on the Miners machine. Reef in the 412. Puts the bumper on Bryson Valentine's number 62. You can see that back has flattened right out. The rear end dragging on the ground. Trying to chase down the orange and black wagon at the top of the screen. That is Cody Koch trying to chase him down to the rest of the class. Big nose-to-nose shot right there. Beal with a hard shot on the left side of the Earl Reef machine. Beal steaming, and the steam getting more intense. Koch in the number 01 up there, working around some open track. See there's a knot of cars in the middle, able to work around the perimeter of the facility, but they can't cross through the center. outside rolling up on Corey Beals, 15-19. So he might have a little bit of frame resistance. Couple cars hung together. Beal trying to pick his shot. Goes after the back of the Valentine machine. See those quarter panels. The wheel opening has now come up to just about the center of the axle, sinking down on those rear tires. Big hit in the middle of the track. One more time, going after that right front corner on the Parker Michaels machine. That's the 223. Valentine continuing to chase Beal at the top of the track as Koch Racing and PBJ and Ham duke it out here at the bottom. That is the 223 of Michaels, flanking the number 01. Earl Reeve thought about getting involved and backed out of it. Then Kelby Miners goes after the right side rail on the number 412. Now Valentine just pushing the 15-19 of Beal back down the side of the track. All that tire smoke, heavy steam pushing out from under the hood. Chess match battles on. Left side wheel laid over hard on the number 3X of Miners, tires flat. 01 of Koch throws it in reverse. Here comes the number 01. Excuse me, number 62X on the number 01. Here comes Beal. Beal hard on the binder so that he didn't get into the wall. That was a good hit by the 62X of Valentine, trying to take advantage of the exposed corner on that wagon. Beal was trying to follow him in with a kill shot on the back of that Cadillac, but couldn't get the crosshairs locked. Now Reef up there at the top of the track with Cody Koch. Michaels backs up into the nose of Beal's machine. Now comes around, catches the side of Earl Reef, and it bends the left rear wheel. Left rear wheel bent, or it's the axle tube, one or the other on the rear end. You can see that shifted on that left side. Bryson in the number 62 can't go in reverse. Dragging too much frame behind him. Starting to get some oil smoke out of the 15-19. Beal, the last representative for Team Jeffy's Fab Farm. Beal at the top of the track. Surveys. Jumps on the skinny pedal. Puts the bumper hard on the doors of the number 01 of Cody Koch. Koch makes a hole, and he catches the number 3X. Not sure if that motor just exploded on him or not. A little bit of a flicker there out of the 15-19. Into the deep water stages here of the championship feature at Blizzard Bash. Here comes Beal one more time. Miners is going to meet him hard on that left front corner. Jack the nose, that might have sunk it, and you can see the smoke getting worse on the 15-19. The shot clock has started on the 15-19. Gotta believe it is a formality, as that car was broken for quite some time, built a lot of heat. Reef and Koch, number 412 and the number 01, battling it out against the 62X of Valentine, the 3X of Miners, and the 223 of Michaels. Bumper up high on that right side as they continue to work over that's Valentine here, trying to get him stuck. Having some mobility issues. And the 62 breaks off out of time after getting packed in on top of that black and green machine. So Jeffy's Fab Farm, 3rd place. Big Dog, 4th place. PBJ and Ham with 2. That is Miners and Michaels going against Reef and Koch for Team Koch Racing. Even up 2-on-2. Mobility seems to be in favor of PBJ and Ham. Just as I say that, we see the Miners machine struggling to get into reverse. Can go forward but can't go back. I think that same thing is happening for the Earl Reef machine, the 412 up there at the top of the screen. He has a little bit of mobility in reverse, but not a ton. The 223 of Parker Michaels on a clock. The 01 of Cody Koch on a clock. And they are free. Qualifying contact there and contact there. Continuing to battle. Back ends dropping on the wagons. Take your pick. You can see some left side drag there on the 223. You can see some right side rear corner drag on the number 01. Frame starting to banana on the Miners machine. Looks like it's bending at the midpoint of the car on the number 3X. Dynamite feature playing out here. 4 cars left, 2 teams represented in the national championship here at the Virtual Blizzard Bash in the Virtual Stormont Vale Event Center in Topeka, Kansas. Quick red flag. PB&J red flag. Also Vito Gaming, Vito 324 Gaming helping with our red flags tonight. Flag back out as we run this down to its conclusion. Miners might be stuck to the number 62, trying to work himself free. Gotta watch those front wheels. It's gotta be tough for these drivers to not lose your composure, try and deliver those kill shots. try and finish this thing. Left rear wheel shredded apart on the reef car as he escorts Parker Michaels up to the berm. 0-1 of Koch going nose to nose now over here in the shadows with Miners in the number 3. And now the two stuck together here. That is Parker tangled up on the back of the 62 of Bryson Valentine. Trying to stay busy. Trying to get him out of there. Stuck on the rear. Looks like it's way up in that sheet metal too. Miners can't make contact. Big hit there. And now Parker has gobbled up another car. Got him pinned in over there against the wall. You can see the wheels are turning. He's rocking it back and forth. Looks like it is going to come down to Cody Koch and Kelby Miners. Listening to the officials trackside. Waiting to hear where we stand on the hit clocks. That car cannot get out of there, and we talked earlier about how the reverse mobility was an issue, wedged in there against one of the disabled cars over there with the 223 of Parker. The wagons have been told to break it off. It is now down to a head-to-head battle for the national championship. It is down to the 3 of Kelby Miners and the 0-1 of Cody Koch. What a battle this has been. Both of these teams came through from the winner's side straight to the A main. Team PBJ and Ham with Kelby Miners. Team Koch Racing on the number 01 with Cody Koch. Trying to back it up, trying to survey. They've got a lot of room here. This little pit right in front of us. They're surrounded on all sides by disabled vehicles. So the getaway game, if it comes to pass, mobility going to be a big deal. If that ends up being part of it, being able to keep your steering and navigate that stuff. But right now, in terms of what's around them, plenty of open space. Cody's keeping the bumper on the side. Dustin Nugent. First car out for Team Koch. Excuse me, I think it might have been Jacoby Manuel, the number 93, hard driver. Instructions are to start backing things up, and with that shot, the bumper skipped over the top on the number 01, and that broke the radiator. Here goes the number 3 of Miners. He sees the steam. That is the blood in the water. Now he's going to try and just make the number 01 work. You know Cody Koch's got a lot of time in that, though. It's not going to be an easy path. Does it again. The bumper clearing. So now it's a race against time. Is the frame drag going to undo the number 3 of Kelby Miners before the heat gobbles up the engine of the number 01 for Cody Koch? They continue to go eyeball to eyeball, staring at one another. The bumper shifting, the hood coming apart on the number 3 of Miners. Cody content to try and belly out the wagon. Now does the same thing, working on that right side rail. Left side rear tire shredding apart on the number 01 of Cody Koch. Backs it up one more time. Puts a shot on the doors. The Miners machine feeding the doors, letting him make that contact, trying to make him wear out his machine. Miners starting to drag a little bit. Cody's got to drive away, and Miners has to go get him. Miners still very mobile. Cody spins it around. They meet nose to nose one more time. The nose shifting again on the number 3X. You see heavy right side drag. Tire has shredded off the right side of the number 3X. He sits idle for a moment. Surveys. He's going to try and get back down here to the bottom of the track. Steam starting to push a little bit heavier now from the number 01. Miners turns it around. He's going to give chase one more time. Gets a little bit of real estate between the two of them with a heavy back end shot, trying to get the belly down on the ground, take advantage of that frame drag situation. It's not down on the ground all the way yet. The number 01 of Koch still steaming. Heat such a factor. The number 3X still intact. It'll be Miners. Randy Stoll, it is a battle, man. It is a battle. Going for $2,000 to win the bragging rights in the national championship. Here comes the 3X of Miners. Backs it up one more time, trying to cut the angle, cut real close to the nose of that Big Dog Derby machine, and he catches right on that right front corner, and now they appear to be stuck. How hard is Cody Koch willing to work that engine to get free? He was able to just slip right off without too much trouble. It was a non-issue. Gets a shot again. Left side rail is the focus, trying to tip the nose on the number 3X. You can see it is drastically higher than it was before, and the left side is getting higher and higher. It's not bending evenly. That is going to help accentuate the issue of the frame drag, trying to get him to belly out so he can't move. The steam still continued to pour from that ruptured radiator on the number 01. This time they meet bumper to bumper. It is both cars that give a little bit. Who's going to blink? Bumper to bumper one more time. Miners against Koch at the far end of the track. Miners trying to bounce back and forth so he can control the curl on the nose. Gives up the tailgate this time, and they might be stuck together. Nobody stuck on the wall. Here we go. Green flag back out. You can see they are hung together. Miners. Right side rail in the ground. Right side tire shredded apart. They go back to back one more time. The officials are going to start identifying who's the aggressor in these, and those drivers will be able to hear it. They're going to start talking about neutral. They're going to start talking about mutual hits, things of that nature, as they continue to pirouette. They spin around and meet nose to nose one more time, bumper to bumper, the nose continuing to shift upward. The 3X of Kelby Miners essentially aiming for white stack tips in the 01 roof sign. Cannot see over that nose. Masterful piece of driving right there by Cody Koch to continue to work on that left side rail. Continue to... You're fine, no problem. Miners continue to turn it around. You can see how bananaed that frame is. The back end starting to shift forward. That is what Cody Koch's goal is, to get that to happen. However, mutually, the 3X wants Cody to keep working. This hung up stuff right here isn't the worst thing that could happen, because that engine is going to start to cook itself, devouring the internals as that heat continues to cause problems for the number 01. Here it is, right there. There is a big shot. And here comes Miners one more time. Now he's trying to turn the tables. If he can get some frame drag to develop on the number 01, that is going to continue to exacerbate that heat issue that Cody Koch is experiencing. Laying on the throttle one more time. Miners able to get away again. Has the bumper tangled up in those C-pillars. We'll see if he's going to be able to escape, and he does. Drops it in reverse, then grabs the forward gear, crashes into the left side rails. He is trying to focus on the side of the car that has that tire shredded off of it. Miners in passing. Wants to use the back end again, trying to keep things balanced. Boy, this has got to be an intense sequence of concentration. Huge hit right there. Cody Koch trying to close the deal. Left rear wheel, you can see that is bent on that right side. Tire completely shredded off of it. The pillars, the window all closed. The whole right side starting to collapse down. Got to be careful with that much wheel spin being that close proximity. Those two may have just gotten themselves hung together. Who is going to work to get off and free more quickly? You can see Miners has got the margin to give. His car is not overheating in any way as he comes along, makes a clip on the doors. It is the Koch machine, however, that is pushing a lot of steam, and he is still working the RPMs on that, trying to get that 3X bellied out so that it cannot move. Change in the tonal quality of the engines, and it looks like there is a little bit difference in the smoke and steam coming from the engine bay of the number 01 as well. Officials telling them to back it up. Give each other space. Half a car length, everybody moves backwards. Miners tries to move forward. Miners just tipped his hands a little bit. When he went in drive, he sat there with wheel spin. He could not get going forward. That time he meets his well. He puts the left side up one more time. Left side really going up in the air now on the number 3X. He puts the back bumper out there, just trying to get the number 01 to push. Number 01, Cody Koch, staying on the right side. Now they might be hung up together one more time. Miner's trying to get out of there. That bumper looks like it is just kind of... Advantage right now is orange with the clock going. Nothing else to hit. You got to come around and hit the number 01. Cody Koch trying desperately to hang tight to the number 3X. And we got a red flag. So we do have a quick red flag. So I got pulled in real quick to the yeah. So I got pulled in so that I got the the explanation on what was happening. So because the 01 is not showing any effort to back up, we are going to have 20 seconds on the clock. He has to try to back up. 01 was the aggressor in the exchange on that. So that is where we are at. 20 seconds to get free. Cody has to try to back up. And we... Sorry, I got you. Yep. There we go. We are down to those two. Cody trying to back up. And he is showing he's got motion out of that car. He'll be trying desperately to get free. That is time. No, the clock wouldn't stop. He just had 20 seconds to get free. The concern was basically it was pinning in the middle of the track, so you can't pin in the middle of the track at that point. Here we are. Damage cam. taking a look